Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Professor Sistrom, and I'm reaching back out to the student body. Okay, so let's talk about this particular lab. This lab number is 1.9.3. Research IT and networking job opportunity. It is a lot of labs that you have to do, but if you don't get this one right, wow, it's going to be interesting in your career. Now I'm going to point out a couple of things that we had a discussion about today in class, and I want you to focus on doing this lab as many times as you possibly can. This is one of those labs that you have to consistently practice with. You will have to go out there and get a job in the field, and we want to make sure that you get it the right way and in a timely manner. Cisco is pushing hard that people go through these classes, but when you go through them, they want to make sure that you can go out there and be employed. It's a bunch of IT jobs out there. And I can't understand, why would a student spend 1, 2, 3, 4 years in college before they go out and actually look for a job? Well, Professor, I want to make sure I complete my education first before I go out and work. No. You want to get out there, get in the field, get in the thick of things so you can know that what you're learning in school will help you in the industry. Now, I do not say drop out of school. What I'm saying is get a job in the field while you're going to school. Let's take a look at this lab. It says research job opportunities, getting you prepared. That's the objective of this lab. Jobs in information technology, which we like to term IT, and computer networking continue to grow. Most employers require some form of industry standard certification. Yes, you get your CCNA, you get your CCIE, etc. Okay, degree or other qualifications for their potential employees, especially those with limited experience. The Cisco CCNA certification is a known and established entry-level networking certification that is respected in the industry. So, in other words, like I said earlier, any certification in IT is very, very good, but this is one of the cream of the crops. Start searching for jobs. That's why you're in this class. That's what you're going for. So let's not play with that. Let's move forward. It says the only device you need is the internet. So please have internet access. You will use a web browser to visit the popular job listing sites. Now I'm going to throw a couple of other sites in there. As you see, you have Monster, you have monster.com site selection. Now, when you're looking for jobs all around the U.S., you can go to this site here. But when you're just generally looking in your own backyard, we're going to use common search terms to find the particular jobs we're looking for. We're going to start out with network administrator. We may throw CCNA in there, and etc. And then we're going to throw some more established sites. Now, you know when you find a site, you have a few reflection questions down here. Don't just answer the question. Put under here, and you know I'm standing on this, put under here the actual screenshot where you were so I can see that you are doing the work. So let's get started. The first site that I want to introduce you to, I'm going to move this over here. The first site I want to introduce you to is called the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, why am I introducing this to you? I find that most students, when they choose a career in college, they do not even know how long this career will be around. Well, just so you know, the United States government put out this occupational outlook handbook for everyone in the country to be able to look up all the jobs. When I first went to college, my professors introduced me to this before they said, which career do you want to go for? So now that I know you guys are into networking, IT, we gonna focus on this. If you are in another country, do me a favor. When you look at this video, see if y'all have a site like this in your country. And if you do, just simply send me a note. Say, hey, Professor Sistrom, I'm in this country here, and this is what we use that the government produced to help us find jobs. Or careers, rather. Careers, not jobs. Okay, so for my particular students who are really engaged in this is a very powerful site, and you see it right here. I'm gonna put it in the notes when I send this video log out. You will see this right here for the United States government. So let's go ahead and look in here. Let's find a little bit about our community, the career we chose, so we can dig deep in there. I'm gonna go right here to this one that says Computer and Information Technology. As you see, you got education on here. You have transportation if you was into transportation, and you'll get the general idea when I go into here. So if I click on this, the majority of everything in computing is listed here. And what it does is just a brief overview. It gives you the occupation. It gives you a job summary. It gives you the level of education you should have and a medium range of salary in that particular field. Now realize this is a scope of the entire nation. So it's not going to be exactly what you're going to get paid, because you know that you can get paid a whole lot of more money. And as you can see in the occupation side of it, you can see the many different fields: computer and information research, network, computer programming, support, system analyst, database, information security. Some of you stressed to me that you really want to go into information security. So if I click on here, just to give you a brief synopsis, you can see it gives you detailed information about information security, how much you get paid. So if I click on pay, even though you see a general scope here, it goes just a tad a little bit deeper into the pay and what industry you get paid in. So I want you to look through this. When I see you in class, I'm going to say, hey, did you look at that video? Tell me about the jobs in this particular field and how much they're getting paid. I want to hear some noise, people. Talk to me. Let me see you actually digging in and doing your research. So let's go back real quick. Okay, so that's security. So one of the things that's important in here, which everything is important, but the job outlook. See, this tells you how long this will be around. Employment of information security analysts is projected to grow 31% from 2019 to 2029. So all you have to do is do the math on your age, and you will see you got a long career in this. Because 2029, that's some years. That's some real years. Okay, let me stop projecting my age, because that's not cool. Okay, moving right along. So I'm going to go back, and now I'm going to focus on where we at. We in the Cisco class, so I'm going to click on Network and Computer Administratives. And once I click on here, you see the basic salary. Now, do not say, oh, this is all they make it. No, this is what the government, when they go through their research, they say basically when a person get a job in this field, this is what they can possibly make it. You know, in this field, you can make a whole lot of money. But people, remember I told you in class, you got to put the work in. You don't get this money or more until you first get them first 3 years out the way. That's why it's important for you to start now getting a job in the industry. And it gives you an outlook, the same amount of time right here. It's a fast growing industry. It says over here 4% from this to hit to that. So it's letting you know that this industry is still viable, it's still useful, so you need to get in here. But if you compare this against security, you see that security is booming. So you're making the right choices for those of you who thought about security. Now, it says the number of jobs into 2019. It talks about on the training. So this is something you as a student would want to pull up to do your research so you can better, let me say that again, so you can better predict your future. Remember, no one can predict your future but you. And it's based on the things that you do now. What you do now will project your future. That is true. And it's got a little video in here that you can look at. But for the most part, when we have class, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So just to do a wrap up on this, it says, what do you do? It tells you exactly all the things you would do. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about putting a resume together, back in my earlier days, I used to take this information right here and just drop it in my resume, because this told you everything. The government did massive amounts of research, so this is exactly what you'll be doing in that field. It tells you about the work environment. We looked at this here, and it tells you a little bit about it. I'm expecting you to read it, and it gives you, so computer support specialist, database, network administrator, architect, etc., etc., etc. Then you can come here and it says how to become a networker. It tells you exactly what you can do. Mainly, you know you're going to hit these certifications in that degree. Kudos to you. It gives you down here other information that can be really, really helpful to you. So it's important that you read through the whole entire document. Do not play games with it, people. It tells you what the pay is all about, gives you much information on that, and then it gives you a job outlook so you can stay focused on where you'll be going, which we discussed that earlier, and etc., etc. Another good thing in here, it introduces you to organizations that's in your area that can help you find a job. It tells you about other similar jobs. Now you see these similar jobs that's in this particular field, and it ends right here with organizations that you can connect with that will help you better understand your field. All these different organizations are places you can connect with, and we talked about that. If you're a woman, look at this National Center for Women and Information System. So women, I don't want to hear, oh, there's nothing out there for us. Oh yes it is. Stop playing. Okay, so the next thing I want to go to is, so we took a look at a summary of the jobs. Now, if I take this information right here, which I'm going to take a copy of, and I'm going to come right up here, and this place is called Salaries.com. I introduced it in the class with you. You already did the lab, so you already know about it. But this is where you can get a little granular in your search. So if I took this and just pasted in here, and I said my location is where I'm at right now, let's say Chicago, right here, Chicago, Illinois, and I click search, we're just going to do a brief overview of this. Now take a look at what's in here. Network System Administrator 1. That's pretty much where you would be at going in. You're 1. And one of the things you always want to look at is this here. As you can see, I just showed you more of it. It says here, working as a Network System Administrator 1 typically requires 0 to 2 years of related experience. So don't give me that stuff about I don't have any experience. You don't need it. It tells you exactly another description of what the job is all about. And then you can view the salary. When this stuff jump up, just get past it. So you can see now what the salary is at. So that salary that we were looking at over here, it was roughly in this area. You see that right there. Now you come over here and match it up. So you see that the government is spot on in the area where the salary is at. Remember, we consistently doing research on our positions and stuff like that. So in the classroom, we talked about the salary bonuses, the benefits. I'm not going to get into that. This is important because when you sitting in that interview, you should know how much you expect to make if you get hired. So go in there researching the position so you would know exactly what amount of money you can find. Also on this website, they got other places that are actually hiring, but we'll get a little into that. But now you see the salary, so you going into an interview with wisdom, not being a foolish person that just show up for a job. So this is Salariescom. You have another one here, which is called PayScale. PayScale is just a little different. It goes more into United States and other countries. But I'm going to put this in here, and I am going to choose jobs. Well, I'm going to say all. Let's keep it all and just say search and see what we'll come up with. As you can see, we got something right here. And you will see a lot of breakdown of the jobs right here. Now, what I use PayScale for is when I'm just searching in my particular neighborhood. So that's what I go here for. And you can see starting salary going in 61. You see 44, 62, 88. So this gives you a medium range about it, but it gives you a host of information. And I'm going to tell you right now, make sure you do your reading, okay? It gives you information about what degrees. Don't get caught up on the bachelor's and stuff. Just know that, hey, I got my certification. I took a few Cisco classes. I'm ready to go. And if you feel like you don't have the talent and skill, before you doubt yourself, give Professor Sistrom a call. Reach out to me so I can help you walk through this. It tells you areas where you can actually see it's concentrated in. I had a student say, should I get Microsoft? Look at what's happening and out there for Microsoft right now. So this is PayScale. This is when you want to do just a tad more research and get a little more deeper and finding out everything you need to know about your job. Because you do not want to go into the interview room and not know how much you should get paid and have a good understanding of the job. Now, if we go look for particular positions out there, you were introduced to Monster, so I'm going to use Monster and I'm going to use a couple of more. But if I type in Monster and put my location as Illinois right here, you will see that it's jobs out there right now looking for individuals. You can see all the different type of jobs that they looking, and we'll do a more deeper search because we got some more stuff. So I'm gonna put in a search. Now I'm just gonna use the term CCNA just to see what would pop up. It's so broad, nothing may pop up because I want to really use network administrators. But let me use this right quick and see what pops up here. I'm always interested in seeing how they title it. So you see right here, they looking for IT support, network service. Okay, you see network controller, IT support. So it's jobs out there. Cisco wireless. It is jobs out there, and you can see they looking for people. Now, when you decide to go get a job, reach out to me so we can make sure we do your search really good. I'm gonna come back on this because I want to try one more thing in here. I want to say network administrator. I always do that and see what pops up in network administrator. So, okay, students, you getting the idea. You getting the idea. There's plenty of jobs out there. Now, if you're not being as successful, I'm gonna say right now, this is not really successful. Oh, well, here go one right here. Junior server administrator, desktop support. So it's jobs out there. But let's say, for instance, this wasn't what I was really looking for. The place I tend to go to and look for jobs is called Indeed. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up Indeed and I'm gonna put the same information in Indeed, and then I'm gonna say find jobs. Indeed tend to give you a better scope of jobs in your particular field. As you can see, it's a lot. There go one right there. You can see it's a lot in Indeed. So make sure you mark down Indeed. And you can see right here, Junior System and Network Administrator, Managed Services. And yes, you can get these jobs, people. Full-time Network Administrator. Okay, you know, you gotta be able to look. And the last one here is, of course, Career Builders. You know about that. I'm gonna put in, of course, my city, see if it'll look it up, and it did. And you got to do your own city and or your own country, wherever you at. Look at these jobs that they have out there. So it's plenty of work out there as a network administrator, IT. I can go on and on and on, but you get the idea. Let's go. We're gonna do a quick look at what the assignment is. Remember, as you go through this assignment, use these terms, security. I know it's a whole host of security out there. Use these sites, but I'm also going to give you some sites to use, and I'm going to put this inside of my vlog descriptions when I send this out. So with that being said, student, remember, answer all the questions. Give me as many screenshots as you possibly can, and go out there and get a job. I'm expecting when you complete this first class that one of you gonna say, hey professor, can you help me see if I can find something in the field, and I help you out. Hopefully you will. With that being said, this is Professor Sistrunk, and I will see you in the next class. Bye bye. Okay, my fine people, this is the Chun Yong Street Market. I'm a bag. You can see the meat and all the things that they have to sell here. It is truly a street market. It's amazing how a lot of people live together. You know what I'm saying? Market called